Hey, hey, how you going?
Fantastic. I'm doing great. Kate, how are you?
Very good. Very good. Happy Wednesday, hump day.
Yeah, happy hump day. I've
Yeah,
fallen into the habit of saying that at the moment, and I don't know how good it is to get into that habit, but here we are.
I know. It's a funny one, isn't it? So
Yeah.
welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us on episode 15. Say hi if you're jumping on, hashtag replay if you are rewatching later. But yeah, Tim, do you want to explain what are we doing today? What are we talking about today?
This is one of my favorite topics, Kate, and we're going to be talking about seizing the opportunities. And this can be small or large scale as I learn to fit my new tongue into my mouth. But
Talk properly.
Talk properly, speak the English, work it all out, right? Yeah. But the goal here today is to just help you guys facilitate an open mind about seizing opportunities. And because they're here all the time, and especially, with everything else that's been going on in the world lately. And to be honest, even when the world is quite normal, these things happen where you might not even see them, you might be aware about them, or you might not be open to them when they pop up. And a lot of times they just sort of pass you by in life. So the goal of today is to get you to start to pay attention to these, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, and you guys will give us some success stories over the next 7 days as you crush this. Come back to the post and let us know. But then seizing the opportunities that present themselves as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great topic, isn't it? And especially through the challenging times that we're having at the moment, there's still some really fantastic opportunities when we are open to them. So that's why we thought this was a really good topic, to come up with. So I couldn't do what we just needed to do, Tim. So if you want to jump on and do that on your end. And so I'm going to ask a question for you guys. Comment below. Let us know, has there been an opportunity that you've had come up and you've actually gone, damn, I wish I'd actually not let fear get in the way, and you actually said yes? Or maybe you actually did take on an opportunity, and it was a fantastic opportunity, and you were so glad you leant in and actually, took on the opportunity. Let us know below. Let us know if you've had those experiences. We'd love to hear what you've experienced. And hi, Jamila. Hey, Sarah. How you going? Thanks for jumping on. How are you guys?
I'm good, mate.
You're good. Awesome. So, Tim, what's some signs or, some suggestions for people to be able to be open to when, things do come up, when people, sometimes their fear or, the uncertainty or unknown, things that they're not familiar with, or maybe they've had an experience in the past that hasn't actually gone to plan, and, they feel that they might fail again, or, something like that. What's some ways to suggestions that you've got from experiences you've had?
Yeah, so especially if there's a lot of, read a lot of personal development books and you listen to a lot of audios, and a lot of them talk about this concept of following the fear. Yeah. And what that is that, there's two things that pop up. Number one is the emotional intelligence stuff that we talk about from a week-to-week basis, right? So acknowledging it and working through it and accepting it and feeling it, and then and moving on with it. But the other one here is if it makes you nervous and excited at the same time, potentially it's time to jump again and to keep trying and trying and trying. And there's also the concept that failing is learning, right? And this is a really, really important lesson for those who are looking to seize the opportunity, because the first time you try and seize it, you're probably going to mess it up, right? And probably second,
absolutely.
Third, fourth, fifth, and eventually you get it right. That's how this stuff works. It doesn't just always work straight away, instantly. It does for the lucky people, and they make great testimonials. But it's not the normal human experience, right, Kate? Yeah. So, I guess definitely. if you are talking about seizing opportunities where you have failed or tried again and again and again, the simple solution to this is feel the fear and do it again. Yeah. And if it's a silly mistake you made last time, make sure you're learning or testing and measuring from it so that you can seize it better. Maybe you got to be more organized, or rock up on time, or do something like that to get it going. Or maybe you just got to say yes faster. So this is another thing, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. And failure is actually feedback, isn't it? So if you actually feedback or lessons, as you said, so it's each time that we have an experience, we learn something different, you grow, and you're such a different person. So you know, it's not allowing that, you know, what you feel is a failure at the time to stop you from what could be the next opportunity can be, you know, bloody absolutely fantastic and amazing, you know. So it's we can definitely miss out on those opportunities. And sometimes it's about saying yes now and find out how you're going to actually do it. And as you said about the excitement and you know, being nervous, they're very, very similar emotions and feelings, aren't they? So we sometimes can get not do something because we feel that it's, you know, nervous and scared and fearful of something, when it's actually you're really excited about it, and you're allowing that to kind of you're misinterpreting what that, you know, those feelings might be. And it's okay to have a little bit of both as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I love that, the fact that it is so closely linked, and not a lot of people know that. Hey, we talk about it in our business all the time about when you're about to start a new program or something like that. How do you feel? And they go, oh, I'm kind of shitting myself a little bit. And on the flip side, you know, like I'm a bit excited, and that's normal. And the fear is normally the remembering that it's the past experience that doesn't work well, and we're a bit worried about the unknown. And the excitement is the hope side, right? It's the part that, you know, these are all the good things that can happen, and I'm ready to change and all that sort of stuff. So and they do sit, like, if you think about it, another way that it was explained to me early on as well is fear. How does it normally present? Well, your heart's beating fast, you got the butterflies in your tummy. Yeah, it's that sort of feeling. What does excitement feel like? Well, your heart starts pumping fast, you got butterflies in your tummy. It's like, Yeah, so it just depends on which side of the fence you're looking, right? Are you looking onto the dark side or the light side, and then you'll feel fear or excitement.
Yeah, absolutely. And the ego and, you know, the old beliefs and stories that you might have been telling yourself, which we've covered off in other videos, but, you know, they can actually be going on in the background to remind you, you failed last time, you didn't do that well last time, you're an idiot, you know. All those kind of stories can create that fear, which actually isn't really there, because you are really excited about jumping in and going, you know, like, what did you say, the analogy of the, you know, jump out of the plane and you know, pull the parachute, you know, as you're jumping out, you know.
Yeah, build the parachute on the way down. So jump out, jump, and build the parachute on the way down. You know, and it's so funny because when these opportunities present yourself, we know, right? Because we've got here, you know, trusting your gut is part of it. So being open to the opportunity, but we already know, we know when they hit, because the body feels it. We sense it in the body first, don't we, Kate? And okay, this is a really good idea. You know, and if you're watching this, and if you've ever had this fantastic idea, and then 6-12 months later, guess what? It happens. Someone else did it.
Someone else did it.
Yeah. And you missed on the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. You snooze, you lose type thing. And as you said before we jumped on, was say yes. And if, you know, that's another topic I think we should really cover off is, you know, it's okay to say yes and then say no and change your mind, where, you know, you're allowed to do that. So that can be the situation as well, you know, that you can say yes, and okay, if it's not going to work out or doesn't feel right, then you can actually change your mind, depending obviously on the situation. But yeah, exactly right. You know, and what's the other one is ask for forgiveness later. Do you know the analogy there, Kate? Yeah.
It's
do it anyway and
do it now.
Do it anyway. Ask forgiveness later. Yeah. My roommate actually said that. Let's just get a dog, and because we're not allowed dogs here. And I said we can't. We're not allowed to have dogs here. And they're like, oh, we'll sort that out later. You know, like we'll worry about that later. Ask for forgiveness. Oh, we didn't realise, you know, or didn't, you know. But
I like that. There could be an opportunity there to have all these pets. I think that's how we accrue pets at our place.
Yeah, and you said, you know, partners sometimes do that. They go, I'll just take it home. They'll fall in love with it. Or they really didn't say, you know, they didn't want it. I'll just take it home, and they're not going to want to get rid of it. So, and I'll, you know, get forgiveness off them later. But it's funny.
My experience. We've got so many. Between birds and dogs and everything else we've had, we'll have a sugar life soon. We've planted the seed.
That will get in trouble because people come home with pets. So, and it's, you know, in this time at the moment, it's challenging for people because they're, you know, feels like everything's so negative and things are really tough and challenging. But when you actually really sit back and allow to look and open eyes there can be some really good opportunities, whether it be business, change of career, study, doing different things that you may not have thought about actually doing because you're so go, life's so busy and you're working so much or, doing certain things. Like I've spoken to a few people that are actually really embracing it and going, well, this has been an opportunity for me to look after my health. And there's been an opportunity for me to actually, one of the ladies I know, she's actually just started studying and, because she's had to close her studio, she's now looking at putting, expanding her knowledge on certain areas in her business. So, she can use that as well, So, there's definitely always opportunities if you allow, don't just have your blinkers on all the time and actually open your eyes. They can be right in front of you.
Yeah, and it's funny because you're right. And we get a little bit scared and nervous in situations like COVID because everything is so different, right? We're in our little comfort zone bubble, and that bubble got exploded. But when you slow yourself down a little bit and you actually have a look around, there are so many people that have taken some amazing opportunities and done really, really well out of the situation. An example in our business, and I was talking to one of my trainers before, is going, if you had told me, Tim, that you'd have a successful online boot camp where everyone does everything through Zoom 12 months ago, I would have laughed at you and gone, that's impossible. That would not work. It's crazy talk. And then here we are, we're doing it on a day-to-day basis and people are showing up and getting great results. And it's one of those things where, we were our hand was forced a little bit, we're going, you got to do something or nothing, but you had to make a decision. You couldn't, just sit on your hands on it.
Well,
and
that was an opportunity opportunity came. Oh, you chose that opportunity there's been a lot of people that haven't done that pivot and done that change and taken on that opportunity where you lent in and gave it a crack, didn't you?
Yeah, which is, I guess, exactly what we're talking about. Hey, like that was one of those ones where you didn't really know it was going to present itself, but we had to be, in my mind, we were open to the change, and then it worked, and I'm grateful. And we get to still help so many people through that method, and it's going to be the way of the future, I think, for a lot of businesses that have adopted the change that post this scenario it'll stay.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. There's going to be a lot that will continue that style that they're doing now, even when things do go back to some normality, for them. So. And what's we talked about an example that a really great opportunity that you put it out there, you spoke about and made it happen, and how long's it been now in this opportunity that you're in?
Yeah, so that's the business coaching that I do with Trainer HQ, formerly known as Create PT Wealth, right? And I was a client of those guys for a very long time, and I've been a coach for 4 years now, and Kate and I were talking before, and how that opportunity presented itself is that I was kind of client that I just jumped into everything. I was like, if I'm going to do this and I'm going to spend some money on something, I'm doing it all, right? I'll go to all the events. I'll learn as much as I can. I'll try and implement as much as I can, and we'll just see what happens, right? Essentially, we put it all back on them to make me fail, and I'll just keep trying things. And it worked. So that was awesome. And we've done really well. And then from there, I got to a stage where, I'd been working with the company for 4 years as a client, and I decided to have a break, right? 12 months to implement a whole heap of extra knowledge that I'd accumulated and going, let's see what's going on. But I made a promise, and that promise to myself was I'm going to stay in contact with everybody just in case, right? I didn't want to let go of this network that I had. And, all the guys and everything were just so awesome. I just wanted to keep connected. So I just made sure I stayed connected. And Jason, Brad, and Lynn, who run the company, come down to Melbourne one night, and they invited me out, and we caught up for dinner after one of the workshops, and I was running Jason's ear off with, I'm doing all this wellness coaching stuff and I'm really excited about it, and and this is what we're doing in the business and all that sort of stuff. And he turned around to me and he goes, you probably make a good coach one day. And I just remember I actually surprised myself with the response and said, yeah, I would, what do you want to do about it?
When are you going to make it happen?
When are you going to make it happen?
Yeah.
And he spoke to Brad, the other director, and Lynn, who runs all the admin side of things, and said, let's just set him up. And then, the next day I had all the emails from Lynn, and here we are coaching with the guys 4 years later, which is really cool. But, did I know everything or what I was going to be in for before that happened? No idea, right? Yeah. But it was something I was excited about, and the opportunity presented itself. And all I had to do was just say, okay, let's do something. Yes. and let's see what happens next, right? And there could have been any point after that I could have called him and said, oh, man, I don't know what happened. I must have had a whiskey or two. And I was what was that? But it didn't, and it's been amazing experience.
The rest is history, really, isn't it? Now.
Yeah, well, that's right. They're stuck with me.
Yeah, and I know that they're very happy about that. So, yeah, what a great opportunity. You really lent in on that, didn't you? And was like, whatever comes to me, whatever this leads to, you were just so open to it. And and you're an amazing coach. So, it's 4 years on, and still learning and growing, aren't you? So it's fantastic. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So I guess, we've pretty much covered most of what we wanted to talk about, Tim. So really just a summary is, to be open-minded and, just keep your eyes open, get those blinkers off and just see what's in front of you. It could be right in front of your nose and you're not actually seeing it. But if you allow it and just be aware, something could be right there for you to do and try. And then, trusting your gut feeling when something, feels like you want to actually give it a go, and don't allow fear to stop you from, what's the worst that can happen, really? Like there's, some risk factors. You've got to actually, obviously look at some risk factors depending on what that opportunity is, but, lean in and give it a crack, and you never know how it can actually change your life. Yeah,
it's such wise words. Hey, Kate, pull the trigger, my friends. Don't overthink this one. I think, Kate said it the best. You've got to be open to it. So the plan of attack for tomorrow, right, or even tonight, is just put that message going, look, I'm just going to be open to the abundance of what tomorrow is going to hold, and, be the universe or whatever you follow. Just put it out there, and then just wait for it to happen tomorrow. Like something will pop up. It'll be small, but the universe tests us straight away all the time. So if you said, definitely, like, give me some opportunity, I promise you that tomorrow there'll be something that'll pop up.
Yeah.
And
as you said, it can be something really small that might, I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but it can be something very small for you to maybe not seen before, and it's showing you to see if you are actually going to give it a go, and then they get bigger and bigger over time, don't they? So
yeah, exactly.
Let us know if if anything comes up for you over the next coming weeks. What came up? What were you aware of that became a really great opportunity, a bit of fun? You can have fun with this stuff too.
Yeah, definitely. We really want to hear about it. Like, this is the really cool stuff. So, if you're watching this, and then we want to know how you seize the day, what your plan is. Like, let's go for it. Hey, let's make the magic happen on this one, because this is a really cool thing that you can go tomorrow. There's going to be opportunities in my life. I just got to be ready for them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let us know. We'd love to celebrate with you and get excited about this stuff, because we're always keeping our minds open for what could be in front of us. So yeah. Thanks for jumping on, Tim. Next week we'll be on your page at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So come and join us. And if you've got any topics you'd like us to cover off, or any questions, please let us know. And come and play. Have a good evening.
Thank you. See you later.
See ya.